Alright, let's get into this video. Actually, let me pop a pizza in really quick because we haven't had lunch. Okay, got that in. To another episode at Sloan the Beast. My name is Sloan, Mother of Beasts, and on my channel I post all things minimalism for large families. So in today's video, you're catching me in our play area for our kids. I just wanted to show you guys how it is that we managed to have a dedicated spot for our 3 children who are ages 7, 2, and 1, how we store their toys, and how we just make sure that they have a little area to call their own. As you guys can see, I am on the floor. I actually usually, this is our hamper. I love this time around using everything ratatan. I love using baskets like this basket here full of my kids' toys. It just really allows for the space to look pretty and obviously functional at the same time. I really wanted to focus on the aesthetic and the functionality of the RV renovation. If you haven't checked out our video, I will link that in the description down below. So this basket is actually one of our laundry baskets. And I just keep it out because it's so easy for everyone to come home at the end of the day and just toss their clothes around. And this way, having our hamper right out in plain view and accessible to everyone, it just makes it easier to say, hey, toss your stuff in the hamper and close it and we're good to go. So I do have this here. It also just hides away some of the cables and stuff that we have so that our kids don't really play with that stuff, but our dog does. So I like to just hide it. I will now take you guys through this. This is my son's personal toy action figure bag, I guess you can call it. And I talked about this in my how to begin your minimalism journey as a family video, which again I will link in the description box up above. My mom gave this lunchbox to him so that he can put his snacks and stuff since he goes to daycare, but instead he keeps all of his action figures in here, all of his toys, anything that fits, cars. And so this is fair game, and he knows when he's done playing with everything to put it away because this is his space. These are his things. So anything that fits in here, even if you gotta squeeze it in, this is. So I keep this over here. These bags I talked about, and this is obviously dirty. I might get new ones once we move. For now they're fine, but I'll bring you guys a little closer so you can see. These are the bunk beds that we built out for them. And this is just a basket. I got 2 of them off Amazon. And in here I have some books for them. He loves for me to read this Winnie the Pooh book, which is great because I was obsessed with Winnie the Pooh as a child. And so I've got some books for him in here. I have books that we got in California. This was gifted to my other son as well. Actually, yeah, this was gifted as well by my best friend Caitlin. And these are our California books. We love California, so we have a lot. And I have in here as well, stick these here, some journals for him. I got these at Target for $1. I think it was a pack of 10. And usually I have coloring books. I actually put them in our book bag because we had errands to run yesterday. And just kind of miscellaneous things, stickers. He's got just other random stuff. Usually I will stick everything that I need for him to have accessible in here, so that he can, you know, be entertained. And this is there. When you live tiny, you kind of have to just maximize as much space as you can. And for some people, this little corner may not mean a lot. Obviously, I just moved this over and I can show you guys how I do that. So if you're looking from a bird's eye view, what I typically do if the kids are getting ready to play is I will move this either over here, which is pretty out of the way, and then they have all this mat space right there, or I will move this into the bathroom. And again, now they have all this space to play. hit that subscription button if you're interested in joining the minimalism journey towards a simpler and more intentional life as a family. I would love to have you as a part of our Beast family, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so that you know every single time that I post a new video, which is typically on Thursdays and Sundays. This basket here has Jedi lightsabers. It has I think this is the only stuffed animal that they have in the house, and it's Winnie the Pooh from a tea party that we did last year. And just other random toys. I talked about in my last video how I rotate toys. So basically every so often I will do a toy declutter where I will throw everything on the floor, and any toys that I see they haven't played with within the last month or two, then obviously they don't play with them because they have very limited choices in here. And for example, I know that everything my son plays with is probably in here, other than bigger stuff like the lightsaber, or he loves this construction hat for some reason. They have a ball in here from my son's first birthday, things like that. But yeah. All right, so now I'm gonna take you over here, and this is my daughter's basket. Again, like I mentioned, they have bunk beds. So my daughter has books in here as well. She has Wonder Woman Goldfish Game, which is all about just, you know, feminism and stuff like that. And then in here, I normally have like crayons and stuff for them to play with. So the other thing that I normally have here is this zebra, which was from my son's nursery when we used to live in a townhome before the RV. And I kept it. I think it just looks so cute. I used to have my 1-year-old's nursery in the front of the RV, but that's not necessary anymore because it's obviously too big. You want to use all of your space. You typically want to use your wall space. I decided not to do that because for me it was more important for me to have I guess some functionality, because I do have my hats in here and they're just stacked. But I also wanted to have something pretty to look at, and I wanted to have hanging plants, which would give me just a little bit more of that airiness feel, if you know what I mean. If you're trying to create a space, if you have like no space for your kids, I highly recommend these. If you have no space for your kids, I highly recommend these IKEA rugs. I actually just picked them up today, which is why they still have creases on them. I used to have other ones, but our dog tore them apart. Our last dog tore them apart. And so I finally was able to pick some up today and thought, okay, perfect. I just did this haul. It's a perfect day to film this video. So they're like canvas, and they have these little fringe at the end. They are like a cream color, and I love them because you can wash them. I have washed them in the past. And best of all, they only cost me $3.99 a piece. So super duper duper affordable for an area rug for small children where they could just sit down and play. My next tip is to try and keep your toys to a minimum. Like I said, I try and keep their toys contained as much as possible. They're either going to fit in the basket or they're going to fit in, for example, my son's lunchbox. If they don't fit anywhere else, my daughter does have a cubby where she keeps some of her toys, so she has an indicated area as well. Otherwise, if it doesn't fit, it can't come in. The only other toys that I have in here that don't fit in this little play area is my son's walker. And that's because it's just too big, it's too bulky, so I put it in the front of the RV along with our coat rack and our laundry. If you guys don't already follow me on Instagram, definitely be sure to do so. I do a lot of tiny living hacks, so definitely be sure to follow me at Sloan the Beast. I'll leave my handle down below. So I kind of keep everything super duper basic. My son loves action figures, so he has action figures. I have a ball for them for when they go outside to play. They have bubbles, which I also keep in the baskets. They have crayons, they have books, they have coloring books. And that's literally all you need. Kids are so basic. You don't need to have a ton of toys for them to enjoy themselves, especially if you have multiple children. They will find ways to keep themselves busy. Alright guys, so I hope that my video was something that you got some value out of. I hope that it was useful for you. If you have some tips and some hacks for your tiny space, or if you have any questions, definitely be sure to leave them in the link down below. I look forward to hearing more from you guys, and I will see you in my next video. Hasta luego mis bestias, y nos vemos en el próximo video. Gracias por estar aquí hoy.